Thank you for listening to this podcast from TRE, Talk Radio Europe, your voice in Spain and around the world. For more information, please visit tre.radio.
TRE in the afternoon. Presented by Hannah Murray.
Good afternoon. You are now listening to Men Talk. With me in the studio today, we have Les Roberts, Luis Gonzalez and Hedley Smith. Hello.
How are you doing?
Hello.
Nice to see you all. If you're listening at home and you'd like to get involved, you are absolutely more than welcome. Here's how you do so.
To contact TRE, please call 952 78 4000. Email studio@tre.radio. Send us a WhatsApp on +34 645 99 67 95.
What a beautiful day, it's a wonderful life.
Now, I always like to start with food, and I found the perfect food article today, breakfast. It says here millions of Britons have eaten the exact same thing for breakfast for more than 5 years. A study found some 9 million of us never stray from what we know, with half claiming it is just part of their routine, and 1 in 5 saying they lack time to make something different. Wow.
Is that seasonal? Do they say it's by season? Like for winter months in the UK, you would have nothing but hot porridge or something like that.
Yeah,
or,
maybe.
You know, in the summer, you'd have something a bit cooler, like.
Do you
cornflakes.
change breakfast according to season then?
Yes. Pretty much, yeah. Winter is mainly porridge, or often porridge. I wouldn't say mainly, but I am one of those that likes my breakfast the same, with slight variations.
Do you put something in your porridge?
Yes. Fruit.
Fruit, okay.
And cinnamon.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, it is. It's delicious. Try it.
And what about in the summer?
In the summer, I would have muesli or something like that with yogurt. Greek yogurt.
And have you been pretty consistent with those two breakfasts for
No, not
years,
really,
then?
because we discovered fried egg on toast, and that's that's the staple now. But once in every 2 weeks, say, okay, well, let's do something slightly different. And I'm a whiz with the omelettes. I make a brilliant omelette. So
And what would you have in your omelette?
tomato and onion.
Oh, nice.
That's nice.
Hedley, you're laughing. What do you mix and match?
I am laughing. I'm sorry about that. But if I knew I was going to have porridge or muesli for breakfast, I wouldn't get out of bed. Really?
Not a fan.
I mean, no. You can't be having porridge and muesli. I mean, just can't. You know. Let's be honest. Yeah, I've got a bit of a thing about eggs. I've got to have eggs in the morning. I'm a bit particular about it.
Would you have eggs every morning, though?
Yeah.
Really?
I love eggs in the morning, yeah. Well, scrambled or the fried, a bit of boiled or whatever, but yeah. Gotta have eggs. I'm really funny about the egg thing, but But everyone's gone avocado mad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
haven't they?
That's my jam. That's my jam.
Everyone's got, every breakfast now has got avocado on it.
Yeah.
Instead of butter.
Yeah.
Have avocado with lemon and a bit of salt and pepper.
Yes.
Spread like butter.
I don't kind of get that. I don't like the texture. It's like,
Oh, really?
it's like, oh my god. It's like, no.
I don't have the chance to read the whole article, but it is said that it is good for your health not to stray from your usual breakfast, or it's better for your health to have a different breakfast.
No, I don't think they're talking of health necessarily. They're just
It's not about the health. It's just curiosity, right?
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Like one day bacon, next day sausage, next day bacon, next day. That's fine.
Listen, I'm pretty consistent with this.
Do you have the same
my
breakfast
toast
as well?
and my avocado toast every morning.
Avocado toast. Yeah.
Every morning.
He's an avocado man.
I'm an avocado guy.
Yeah, but it's part of the new man that eats avocado.
I used to. What I read in some article that said that in this Mediterranean, it's not really good for the environment, the avocado, because it's not a tropical. This is not a tropical weather, so the avocado use a lot of water to grow. So here in Andalusian, a lot of people is cultivating avocados. And it's not really good for the environment.
Well,
I read that.
Avocados though are really bad for the environment. Of course, yeah. There's a big thing about it because in England, all these avocados are coming from all over the world. Yeah. And the carbon footprint that an avocado has is significant.
Yeah.
It's a big thing.
So I'm a bit guilty of I'm a bit guilty of making my avocado toast.
They're not putting me off. They're not putting me off. I'm still going to have the avocado.
I'm still using avocado jam.
The only thing with avocados is you've got to eat them very fast because they go so quickly in this country.
I know, I get put off, but I haven't bought one in a while. I've eaten them a lot when I'm out. I have them for breakfast frequently if I'm going out for breakfast or brunch or whatever, but I haven't bought them for a long time because I got sick of buying them and getting really excited to have them, whether in a salad or on toast or whatever, and then cutting it all out and it's all brown and mouldy and it's so annoying.
The fruit of this disappointment.
Yes,
It's like the fruit of disappointment.
It is. Yeah, it's so annoying when that happens. You buy them and they're rock hard, and you test them every day. Nope, still hard, and then it's soft. You're like, oh, is it soft enough? Not sure. Wait another day. Oh yeah, that's pretty soft. Now that'll do. And then you open it and it's black.
Oh man,
What an amazing journey! What an amazing journey!
They should carry out the same survey in Spain, though, because you're very traditional with the Spanish breakfast, right?
Yeah.
The tomato and the olive oil.
Yes, I love that breakfast.
I love it too. I love it too. Yeah, we don't like that.
I used to do that.
No. I mean, what is all that about? That's Spanish breakfast.
Yeah.
I mean, really?
I love it.
Like a bit of bread, and when they get the garlic and rub it on the top, and then a bit of tomato. No, bacon, sausage, egg, hash browns, mushrooms, and some hash browns. You've got to have hash browns, and some baked beans on the side. There we go. Now we're sorted.
I think it has to be with it has to do with the weather, because when I go traveling or stuff and I go to United Kingdom because a friend of mine lived there, I wake up in the morning and I like to get some eggs and bacon, and because it's really cold and rainy or whatever, and I like to start with more
food,
more calories. I think I don't know. It's maybe
it makes sense.
Intuitions.
But there's a question: which country has got the best breakfast? Yeah. Now, is England up there? Spanish is certainly not up there. They're way down the bottom of the list. Yeah. So you got the Irish breakfast pretty good. Have you seen a Dutch breakfast before?
No, is that all cheese?
Oh, it's awful. It's really awful. The Dutch do it's a bit like cheese on toast, and they do cheese on toast, a bit of ham and stuff, and then what other breakfast is it? What's a French breakfast? It's a croissant, of course.
That's
not bad. Yes. So number one is the English.
Yeah, but not to have every day.
Most days.
No. If you had an English breakfast, if you had a fry up every morning, I mean, that wouldn't be good.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to stop doing that.
I like a fried breakfast. I prefer more a veggie breakfast, to be honest. I like the hash browns, the mushrooms, and all of that. But I certainly wouldn't have it. It would be like, I don't know, once a month or something.
But stick it in the air fryer. It's healthy. Job done.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Bang them all in.
Makes a difference.
10 minutes, boom. Healthy English breakfast.
I like mixing it up a bit with breakfasts. Sometimes I'll have a protein shake, sometimes I'll have some fruit. I do have a porridge. We went through a phase in the winter of having porridge every day with some fruit, a little bit of honey. Love that. Love toast as well. Once a week when I go and do TV filming, I have tomato on toast every time I do that. So once a week I do the Spanish breakfast. So yeah, I mix it up a bit. Some days I might not even have breakfast, but most days I do. And I think
variety is the spice.
Yeah, I was going, what do I fancy today? And I'll have that for breakfast.
It's better to mix up.
Yeah.
I do not practice that, but I should mix up. I should mix up things.
There's an article here about boredom. It says boredom is a useful emotion that should be seen as a positive call to action. A neuroscientist believes that the feeling should be channeled into learning new things rather than used as an excuse to look at your phone.
Do we have to talk about that?
The luxury of being bored. I can't even remember the last time I was bored.
No, me neither.
There aren't enough hours in the day with all the things I want to do and need to do.
I get what they're saying, though, that, it should be an impetus to do things. But once you get bored, you also get a bit depressed, and the more depressed you get, the less likely you are to pick yourself up and get on with it. So I think if you do suffer from boredom, you need someone with you that can jip you up a bit.
Yes.
Get on with it. Try this, try that, try a new hobby, try...
Yeah, but that's more than if you have the initiative to do that. If you have the willingness to go outside of your comfort zone and stuff.
That's true.
But when you are used to get the phone, if I'm bored, I don't know what to do, I'm going to check out Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's a vicious cycle of depression, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, because you are not doing anything new. You're just receiving
you get bored
inputs.
with that after a while as well.
Yeah, well,
so
sure.
it's like
but it can be difficult to pick someone up. I get what you're saying. You need to have that motivation to do something yourself. I've seen plenty of people over the years, couples, where one's saying, come on, let's do this, let's go for a walk, let's, do whatever, and the other one, oh, no, I don't really want to. And that's really difficult, if you've got one person that really wants to do stuff,
I saw a really interesting video about this. It's more like about going out of your comfort zone, that if you can train your brain to do something that is not comfortable, but you can train yourself to be more willingness to do it. And the training is to have a shower or bath or whatever, and the last 10 minutes of the shower cold. But you can. It's really uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable. You will not going to do that. But if you're willing to do that, you're training your brain to do something that you don't like, but you can do it. You can survive it.
It's supposed to be really good for the metabolism as well.
And it's really good for your mental health.
Yeah.
I don't do it also. I don't do it also. I heard that it's really good. I tried it a couple of times. I don't do it. I don't practice. But I would like to try it more. But I don't.
I've heard it's great. I've heard it's excellent. I'm not doing it. Yeah.
You should try it before you're full English.
Then you can reward yourself.
Everyone's into that as well, aren't they? The cool thing, the cool shower and all of that. I mean, everyone's gone mad.
But the trick is that you're very comfortable with the warm water and your shower, and you're done showering, and the last 10 minutes or 5 minutes is cold shower, cold shot, and that is the thing that it's really hard for you, really hard for your brain, but you are training yourself to do something really uncomfortable, but you can survive it.
Let me know how you get on with that.
I tried a couple of times, and
you do it first, and then let us know.
And I'm like, well, I don't know if I'm going to try again.
Would you do the ice bath thing, or the swimming, the cold water swimming?
Do you know when have you ever been one of those thermal bath things before, where you go through all the the hot one, the medium one, the little bubbly one, and then they've got the cold one.
I'm
going nowhere near that cold one.
The last couple of times I've been to a spa, I have gone into the cold one, but I've the quickness was literally like step back up, like really quick. But no, I did go in, but I didn't stay there for any amount of time.
I'm avoiding that one like the plague. I'm going nowhere near the place. I really want
to. I like the idea of it. I think, I'd love to do that. But the reality of actually doing it.
A lot of my mates are doing this like early morning cold water swimming thing.
Exactly, that as well.
And they're really bonkers, all of them. So I'm not sure how mentally stable these people are to actually do this type of thing, because it's like no. Just stay at home and have your bacon and eggs. That's what you want to do.
The Scandinavians love it though, don't they? They have the little plunge pools.
Yes.
In depths of winter, snow everywhere, right? And they have the saunas. Every house has a sauna, or most houses have a sauna. They go in the sauna and then they run out and they jump into this freezing water. I mean, I've witnessed it. I've never done it, but I've witnessed it, and I just think, they must be. The Scandinavians. But they're very healthy people.
Exactly.
Out in all weathers.
And really relaxed people as well, because after that you are like really. So people are like, I don't want to.
What do Scandinavians eat for breakfast? Can people afford it? I bet it's not porridge.
I think it is fruit and like all healthy things, because I was there last year before. I was in Norway, and I'm just trying to remember what we had for breakfast. I think it was a selection of things, fruit and
they have like a smorgasbord of that's
where the word came from.
Yes, love it.
That's more like it.
This is interesting. This is an article about Rick Stein, the chef. He spent decades recovering from the trauma of his father's suicide when he was 18. And now Rick Stein has revealed he employs people in their 60s and 70s as he believes early retirement contributed to his father's mental health problems. The 77-year-old chef, who owns a chain of high-end seafood restaurants, has urged companies not to push older people out of the workplace. Interesting.
Yes. Well, here.
Yeah.
As a septuagenarian myself, then I totally go for that. Yeah, I agree with it. Totally.
There was an article I read out yesterday, I think, of a guy who is in his 90s. Was he 96 or 94? Who started a business when he in 1982, and his son now works there, and his grandkids and everything. And he still goes into work 5 days a week. Only a year ago did he stop the 6th day. He was doing 6 days a week. He does 9 to 5. He's changed. He does less physical work than he used to. But he said he just can't imagine wanting to stop work.
Exactly.
And I thought,
No, it keeps you going, doesn't it?
Well, it's the old, stop and you drop, isn't it? Like a lot of people have this thing, you stop work and then you go, what do you do then?
As long as you're useful, you have to feel useful.
I think that's great. Great, love it. If they're enjoying it and it's not too much pressure and they can, enjoy it all. They don't want to be like working 10 hours a day and be under loads of pressure from Rick Stein to get the food out quickly. If they're working for Gordon Ramsay, that could be worse because he could put them under a lot of pressure.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but no, I'm right up for that. I think it's great.
Absolutely.
If you want to work, great. I actually can't imagine not working. I don't really. I love working, it's good fun, and I don't really want to do nothing.
I think that it's interesting, the point that if you love what you're doing for a living, you love it, but if you are this type of workers that they are really rushing the what is the name? Sorry, the jubilación. Retirement.
Yes.
They really wanted to go to the retirement because they hate what they're doing.
Yeah.
So that's I think that's key for this.
Yeah,
because if you really hate your job, you really want to get outside of that.
Yeah.
But that's if you're lucky that you love your work, you love what you're doing for a living. You keep
it
going.
depends what people would do if they stop working. How much money they have in the bank. If they're if they want to travel and they have the money to travel, then I think a lot of people would like to retire and travel. But if people aren't bothered about travelling and want to stay in the same place with their family, grandkids, whoever, and they're happy to continue working, then why not? I think it's each to their own. Really, it's one of those.
It depends. It depends. I think it depends because also it's the saying that you work for a living or you're living for work.
Yes.
That's the saying. If you are really working to get a life, is maybe it's not meant to be for you, the situation. But if you're working, but outside of your work you have different hobbies or different things that you like to do, like painting, like running, like whatever, you can retire and be happily doing other stuff. So it depends. I think it depends of each one.
Well, it's stimulating the brain as well, and keeping the brain stimulated. All this. As you know, I'm big in Alzheimer's, dementia.
As you said before, being active,
keeping your brain going. Big stuff.
Les, you like the sound of this?
Yes, I do. Absolutely. Totally get it.
Yeah.
There's a job in the kitchen down the road.
I qualify.
I'm a chef,
Yeah.
Qualify. So no, you keep yourself busy. Just keep yourself busy all the time, and that's a lot of people do deteriorate mentally when they don't feel useful, or they get going back to the subject of boredom.
Yeah, feeling useful, having a purpose, and
having a purpose, exactly.
And if people's purpose and feeling useful has been their work for a number of years, suddenly stopping work can be a traumatic time for people.
Yeah, especially if you're in a high-powered position where you get invited to all sorts of things, and then as soon as you retire, nobody wants you, nobody invites you anymore. It's a shock to the system, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's really healthy for you, also mentally, because you get to depression really quickly if you stop working at the time. If you build your life around your work, it's really hard when that work is taken away, or your life crumbles. It's really, really bad. So I think the more healthy way to do it, to see this, is like you have your life and your work form part of your life, but it's not your entire life.
Yes, absolutely. It's just a part of
it's
your life.
It's a part of your life.
Yeah.
Now that part is over, but you can do other things. Or
exactly.
You have
spend
a life.
more times on the other parts of your life.
Or you don't want to, you just keep going. It depends each one.
Yeah, you work to live, not live to work.
Exactly. We better take a break.
Talk Radio Europe.
Your voice in Spain.
Good afternoon. You're listening to Men Talk with me in the studio today, Les Roberts, Luis Gonzalez and Headley Smith. Ooh, that went really loud. There is an article with talking about going on holiday, a matecation, in other words, going on holiday with your friends. The matecation is on the rise as a poll reveals that nearly 2/3 of Britons would rather go on holiday with friends than their partner. It's a bit worrying, isn't it? Now, I thought, you know, as well as going on a holiday with your partner, but no, instead of going on holiday with your partner. Ever been on a matecation, Headley?
Yeah. I've been on a few matecations, but you know what? You never know the person until you go on holiday with them.
That's true.
And like, I've been on a few of them, and like, honestly, they're borderline not my mates anymore after the matecation. You know, the snoring, they're leaving the stuff everywhere. You know what I mean? I get that. Yeah. I mean, obviously, there's people who'd rather go with the mates than probably go with the partners, probably because they don't get on with the partners.
Well, exactly. Yeah. I mean, why would you not want to go away with your partner?
If you get on with your partner, you want to go with your partner, but if you don't get on, you want to go with your mates.
Yeah.
You know, but
I think it's lovely to be able to do both, because you can get different things out of the travel experience going with your partner compared to going with a group of friends.
Yeah.
It's a different sort of experience.
No, whenever I go away, I like to have my own room.
Okay.
I've got a bit of a thing about it, you know. So if I go with a mate, I'm not sharing a room with them. They can have their own room.
Fair enough.
My room.
What about partner? They have their own.
Yeah, they can have their
room. What about you, Les?
I've never heard of this expression, to be honest.
No, I haven't.
They keep making these words up. It'll be in the Oxford Dictionary next year.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I understand it that, you know, people would want to have, you know, fun with friends, but is it a symptom of something much deeper? You know, breakdown of relationships in the UK that. It's quite a high percentage. If you just said to me, 10% or something like that, I'd say, okay, well, that's fair enough. But was it 60?
Yeah, 63% prefer to travel abroad with their friends.
That's
a lot.
I'm really doubting the fonts of these statistics, because I don't know. I have a regular life. I don't have any special going on. But I think that this mate vacation or medication or whatever is something that happens. Maybe a friend of yours asking you can come with me. I have a job interview in somewhere else, or I have to go to pick up a new car or whatever. And you plan a 2 days trips or 3 days trip or whatever.
Trip.
That's something that happens. That's not really a
holiday.
I don't know. Or I don't know. maybe it's like they put in, like you said, new words to everything, or try to classify everything, and that's really nothing special. That's something that happens. Maybe you have a trip with your friend or one of your friends, like a weekend off or whatever.
Yeah,
and
only a weekend, not like a big 2 week holiday. That would be weird,
or something like that, and you can do it, and nothing means nothing new.
Yeah, but girls love going on tour, don't they? Girls, like a little girls trip.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's like, they have so much fun, don't they? Girls on tour, let's be honest. And guys on tour have fun as well.
Yeah, definitely.
They do. And maybe they have a little bit more fun than they would have had with their partner that's getting on their nerves. Do you know what I mean? So there's there is that.
So they feel that they have to behave a certain way with their partners, and when the partner's not there, they can do what they like, right?
Possibly.
They go nuts, So, and maybe there's that 63% of people who would like to but have never actually done it. You see what I'm saying? So instead of, the question was, would you prefer to go with your partner or your mates?
Yes, they might not have actually done it.
They might not have actually done it, and it depends on your mates as well.
Yeah.
But I think people should go on holiday with the mates and with a partner.
Yeah.
And mix it up a bit, rather than
for breakfast every day.
Yeah, porridge every day. Yeah. you should go on holiday with your mates. Your mates are a big part of your life, and have some time with them, have some quality time with your mates away. Great, like you have quality time with your partner.
I see nothing wrong with it, to be honest. I'm not criticising it. I'm just thinking, as he says, they keep coming up with these new expressions.
The thing that gets difficult, me and a couple of girlfriends are talking about going away somewhere, and it's the same group of girls. We went to Marrakesh last year before, just for a weekend. So we've been talking about going somewhere else, but wherever any of us suggests that we could go, at least one of us says, I've been talking about going there with my partner, because we talk about going away all the time. So I think, because he still hasn't been to Marrakesh yet. So I don't want to be doing all these holidays with the girls that I feel like I should be doing with him. That's kind of the problem.
The destination's a tricky one, right? Because if you're going away with your male mate, you go, shall we go to Prague? Or maybe I'll go, because when you go to Prague, it's bad, Have you been to Prague?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I want to go to Prague.
Yeah, it's a bit of a lad's place.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we're going to go to, some dodgy place, that's like Ibiza for the weekend or what have you. So you have to pick a safe place.
Yes.
You're not going to get any too much, hassle from the other side.
I know.
Have to be diplomatic.
That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Personally, I don't mind if my partner went to a girls' trip or whatever, and on some place like Marrakesh, as you said, and later on I go with my partner. I wouldn't mind, because I'm really bad with planning. I'm really bad with planning the place to go, and I don't like if my partners go before me.
Yeah,
the time I go with my partner, it's like you get you get a trip.
Find exactly.
I will follow you. I don't want to plan anything. I'm on holiday, so I don't want to plan anything.
Exactly. No, that makes sense.
You do the planning.
Yes. Well, we kind of thought that. So when we go to Marrakesh, I know what to do and what not to do because I've already been. So that's a good point. This I thought was fascinating. A couple, well, they're not a couple anymore, but a couple are fighting over the £1 million winnings from a lottery scratch card bought before they broke up. 39-year-old Michael claims that he and 37-year-old former girlfriend Charlotte purchased the card together. But after breaking up with him weeks later, she said that she is the sole winner and has been deemed so by the National Lottery. He admits that she paid for and scratched the ticket, but claims that he suggested buying the ticket and attempted to transfer the money to cover the cost. Now, the cost only would have been £1. I think this is a really interesting one because when you're with someone, you don't go halves on a lottery ticket, do you? One of you goes to buy this. And you'll probably use the expression, "Shall we get a lottery ticket?"
Yeah.
And then one person goes and purchases the lottery ticket and will keep it in their wallet or their handbag or whatever. If you then split up and you've won the lottery, what do you do?
100% it's her ticket.
Yeah.
Really?
100%.
I'm saying he hasn't got a legal leg to stand on, really.
There's no argument here, but you can viewpoint for the moral ethics point of view, and you can argue something about that, but legally it's her ticket.
She bought the ticket.
Nothing to do.
She bought the ticket. He's not entitled anymore.
Yeah.
Finished.
How would you so easily feel like that if you were him in that
I
situation?
could feel slightly aggrieved. I wouldn't feel really bad, but you've got to take it on the chin. I think, 100% her ticket. There's not even an argument.
Wow.
If they were married, it's another matter, yeah, but they're not. If they've been married a few years or living together a few years or whatever, or they bought it out of a joint account, or the little standing order, but no, it's her ticket. She bought it.
That's so difficult, isn't it? Or is it not? Not difficult at all, Les.
Do you remember one time when I was on this show that there was a couple that were arguing because they had won some money, or the husband had won some money. They were a married couple. And then the husband wanted to spend it all on what he wanted to spend it on. And the wife was claiming that no, it was 50-50 or whatever it was, right? And well, in that situation, it's clear cut. It was, they were a married couple, so he wasn't entitled to spend it on whatever he wanted to. It was hers. But in this particular case,
there's nothing there.
There's nothing there.
No.
Poor guy. I mean, yes, he should have stayed with her.
Yeah.
Well, you should have stuck it out a bit longer.
Until they banked the money, at least.
He'll be gutted. Just imagine. I can't imagine being in that situation. You'd just be like,
it was really sad.
Oh, poor guy. Well done, her. Break.
In the afternoon.
Okay, welcome back to Men Talk. With me in the studio, we have Les Roberts, Luis Gonzalez and Hedley Smith. This is an interesting one. So the headline reads, if spoilt teens really want to save the planet, why do they flatly refuse to eat leftovers and just order Deliveroo? So this I thought was really interesting. So a lot of Generation Z talking about eco-warriors and caring about the planet and the environment and different things like this. But a mother who has written the article, she's got 3 kids aged 23, 21 and 16. And if she says to them, for dinner tonight, we've still got some curry left over from last night or stir fry left over from last night, they look at her as if she's mad and as if she's trying to poison them. That's what she says, because youngsters just do not want to eat leftovers and don't think that it's something that's normal or that should be done.
Is this in the UK?
It is in the UK, yes.
So you would not get the same situation in a third world country at all.
Well, no, obviously not. No.
It just goes to show how much we've spoiled our kids then. Or your parents spoiled their kids.
I mean, I was brought up on eating leftovers, and I think
me too.
A lot of it surely comes from what you're used to in how you're brought up. I mean, I guess you can kind of, as you're an adult, obviously change and make your own decisions and not think as a grown adult, this is what my mum taught me when I was 8, I must still be the same. But at the same time, there's something that kind of sticks within you about things like this. So we do keep leftovers. But in fairness, I know lots of people the same age as me or older who don't. So it does. I don't think it's a generational thing.
I've got a bit of a thing with leftovers.
Yeah.
If I've had a chicken casserole the night before, I can't have it the next day.
Really?
Nah.
Why?
I just can't face it. Yeah, I look at it and go, no, I can't eat that again. Okay, so for that reason, it needs to be boxed up and freezed.
Okay, so you would freeze it.
So if you freeze it, then that can come out at a later stage.
Okay, fair enough.
But I kind of get that a bit. I don't want to eat the same thing 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. But you wouldn't chuck it in the bin.
I wouldn't chuck it away.
Okay.
Let's put it in the freezer in a nice little silver dish so it looks nice for another day.
Yeah.
But this Deliveroo nonsense. Oh my God! Honestly, it drives me mad. Yeah. I've seen my kids do it. They're like, well, I've just ordered Mr. Noodles. There is other noodle places on the coast, by the way. I've just ordered Mr. Noodles, at 25 euros or what have you, to be delivered whilst I'm lying here watching the telly, and it drives me mad. And I go, my daughter works now, and you've just worked 3 hours for that little delivery of some noodles and some chicken. You know what I mean? We could have knocked that out in minutes. What's going on? So these kids are getting too much into the takeaway culture and this Deliveroo just eat and lazy. We've got to get people back into cooking. We've got to get them back into thinking about planning meals and getting eating proper healthy food rather than just pressing a button on the phone and some guy on a moped turns up, which is the way it's all going. It's dreadful. Not as bad here as it is in England. England's just dreadful.
I know. I mean, they're probably counter it by saying, but we're keeping people employed. Right?
Yeah, so
that's not really helping.
I think I have a thing with this ecologic, the Gen Z and whatever eco warnings,
eco warriors,
that there is. I see a lot of enthusiastic young people arguing for the ecosystem and the global warming and everything, but all this effort, all this energy is really bad focus, really in a really bad way, as you said. They are really worried about this, but they are doing nothing. And when they want to do something, like just stop oil or whatever, they bring everything backwards. Yeah. Everything in the wrong direction. So I really guys, you're really worrying about the environment, but you are doing everything backwards. You are really everything wrong. I don't know. I don't understand it.
How many young kids are really that bothered about the environment? Are these?
Oh, definitely lots.
Yeah, mine aren't.
Okay.
They don't seem to talk about that. I've never sort of mentioned it. So, but back to the original question, you were saying it's more the environmental people that are like.
It's often, just to answer your question, it's often the youngsters that are inspiring the adults these days with things like this. That the youngsters are learning a lot more about the caring for the environment at school and are teaching the parents what they've learned.
Right, okay.
And the parent. This is obviously a huge generalisation, but the parents who may be kind of more set in their ways and used to living how they're living, the youngsters are kind of going, no, Dad, you mustn't do that. You need to be more careful and you need to use less plastic. And that's what kind of seems to be happening a lot more.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
I missed that bit.
I had because I had the feeling that I miss all that also, because I have it all the way around. My older family members teach me how to do proper not the recycling thing and everything, but doing second use to the things.
Yeah.
We don't waste in plastic too much. We use toppers, we share, but that's what they used to do it when they are younger, or my grandparents, and they don't know anything about Deliveroo or whatever.
Yeah.
so I have the backwards experience. My older family members are teaching me more about taking care of the environment than the youngsters, that they're doing everything backwards.
What about leftovers? Being Spanish, is there a kind of culture with regards to eating leftovers?
I normally use, because I'm used to, I normally do the batch cooking, like 2 or 3 plates in the weekend, and mixed up in the week, along the week. So there's also, you have already the mindset that I'm going to eat this like lasagna or this salad, whatever, 2 or 3 days this week. So for me, it's not leftover. It's my menu for the week. Yeah. So it's what it is. So the next week I prepare something else. So,
wow. So a lot of planning.
So for me, it's not too much. It's just only prepared like two dishes in the weekend, and you make bunch. If you are 2 people in the house, you make for 2 people. If you are 3, you make for 3. So it's not a lot of planning, but.
So you never have to do it during the week. It's all done.
Excuse me?
You don't need to cook and do it during the week.
Maybe you mix up with a little bit of rice, maybe, or make a little bit of a chicken breast, side by side, and that's it. So you don't have to worry about leftovers if you plan. You already have in your mind that you are going to eat this and this week, and the next week maybe I eat another thing, and that's it. It's not leftover. It's what it is.
Yeah. I hate wasting food.
Yeah.
But I mean, sometimes it happens, but I don't like it.
No, I don't either. I do what you do when when my partner goes away and I'm left on my own. I will cook a meal that will last me 2 or 3 sittings. It's just logical. You're saving labour at the end of the day,
and it's cheaper also. It's really cheaper.
It's eating the same thing day after day. No.
So, but going back to what I'm saying,
I can't do that.
This is something that my mom used to teach me. That's what they used to do when my older family members. Yeah. So this is nothing new, nothing environmentally and taking care of. This is what it is to do.
Just common sense.
Exactly.
We better take the last ad break.
Hannah Murray, TRE in the afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the last part of today's Men Talk. With me in the studio, we have Les Roberts, Luis Gonzalez and Headley Smith. If you would like to get involved, please do.
To contact TRE, please call 952 78 4000. Email studio@tre.radio. Send us a WhatsApp on +34 645 99 67 95.
What a beautiful day, it's a wonderful life.
Okay, mobile phone use. I know this was discussed a bit on Viewpoint this week. This article came out on Monday. Mobile phones will be banned in schools. The new rules back teachers in prohibiting phone use throughout the school day, including at break times, in a bid to minimise disruption and improve behaviour in classrooms. While many schools already ban mobiles, ministers hope the guidance will ensure consistency across all schools. So obviously none of us had mobile phones at school.
No.
So we can't exactly relate. how do we feel about this?
I'm sure there's the civil liberties group up in arms about that, nanny states and all that sort of thing.
Hallelujah. That's what I say. Hallelujah.
Exactly,
It's about time. Mobile phones, don't get me started. Kids and mobile phones. Yeah. Hallelujah. Well done, whoever's banned them, because it should have been banned ages ago.
Funny enough, I thought that it was banned already years ago.
Yeah.
I don't.
Teachers take them off and put them in the drawers, and they've got to give them out again, and all this nonsense.
But, I mean, in my mind, doesn't make sense that you have phone in your classroom.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
But you know, the trouble was, I think, when it was a grey area, the kids were just pressurising the parents over it. Well, I need it because I've got to ring up in case I need to get a lift from here, and I'm going to go to Johnny's house later.
The emergencies,
the emergency thing. And the minute there was a grey area, the kids were just dogging the life out of the parents to try and keep that mobile phone at school. Hallelujah! Whoever done it, great. You have my vote. That was great.
It says here a massive 97% of children have mobile phones by the time they are 12.
Imagine.
I have another statistic if you want one.
It really is scary.
It's scary, and it is extra scary when you go and see the Facebook,
social media,
WhatsApp or whatever, and these boardrooms with all the executives and stuff, and you see the most paid group of these companies are psychologists, who his entire work is to make more engagement, optimize engagement to the the apps and the phone. So that make you think that this is not really for communication anymore. This is not really a phone anymore. No. It's more like about having you stick to the screen and having farming clicks and farming interaction for advertising or whatever money. So for me, it's not a phone anymore.
I don't know the exact figure, but I'm probably 1% either way. I think it's 89% of all kids of the age of 12 are actively looking at porn. On their phones.
Yeah,
that's fact.
Yeah.
All over. I mean, all they've got to do is type that in, and that comes up. But you know what I mean?
Maybe we should.
And let's be honest. If you were 12 and you had a phone, you'd probably type it in as well. Wouldn't you really?
I feel really sorry for parents. I don't know how they're supposed to stop.
It's every. I mean, these phones are just I hate mobile phones.
That's my point. You keep calling them phones, but for me, it's not anymore.
It's not a phone. It's a gateway to everything they want to say.
Maybe we stop calling them phones. And more like app devices or something like that. We start to thinking about phones, different things.
Nobody's calling anyone, are they? Nobody rings anyone anymore. They're all just giving it that and searching on the internet for things they shouldn't be looking at.
Yeah, I had a hand in setting up Childline Gibraltar, right?
Okay.
In fact, I was founding chairman of that, and we worked with Esther Ransom and the head of the telephone helpline service for Childline in the UK.
Yeah.
And he came over to an anniversary dinner. Really nice guy, and he was saying it is now the main cause of bullying is done through the mobile phone, or through the social media. It's no longer in the playground, and the suicide rates amongst kids are going through the roof because of that.
Yeah.
So any step, any movement to ban these things. I mean, if they want phones, give them the old-fashioned, as we were just talking about in the break, the old-fashioned folding phones that just are a phone. That's a very good point. We're just talking about phones, but they're not.
It's a tricky one though. It's like putting the genie back in the box, and I mean, everyone's had them. The parents are probably the worst offenders of it as well. They're on the phones all the time. I want 1 hour, and peer pressure, and it's like, how on earth do you really get a handle on this phone thing? Phones are the root of all evil. They are, and they are. With family sort of like engagement, with this, with that. Like nobody's lost the the art of conversation. It's ridiculous. This phone thing is bad. It's bad.
Going back at what you said before, the bullying stuff used to be, now it's through the mobile phones, and it's a really funny sentence I heard. I think it's like from a stand-up comedian. I think that he used to be stupid in private. Now the children have this TikTok and Instagram, and they are stupid. That is normal.
Public.
They are kids, but they're in public. It's
That's
all
so
not the way. But
That's
we used
so
to be
true. All the silly stuff you do when you're younger,
We
now
used to be-
everybody sees it.
Yeah, we used to be stupid in private, so it's nothing to worry
Very
about.
true.
Yeah.
That's very true. It's difficult. I mean, actually, it's true what you're saying, Headley, in terms of the parents maybe being the worst, because there's another article that says parents should tackle their own phone addictions to set a good example for youngsters. Too many mothers and fathers are using their phones at dinner time and scrolling at night in an uncontrolled way. This psychologist also stressed that parents' over-reliance on social media makes it hard for them to limit children's access to it.
Exactly, do as I say and not as I do, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's very sad if you go to a restaurant, you see families sitting there and the kids are just on iPads or whatever, on iPhones or whatever, and there's no conversation.
Yeah.
And it's a sad indictment of society today, unfortunately. And it's supposed to be open up the world and everything, but in some respects it is.
I have to say, so often I feel like I need to announce to the restaurant, there are still, I've said this on the radio many times, but there are still restaurants that have the QR code and not a physical menu kind of going over from COVID. So whenever my husband and I are out for dinner and we're both on our phones looking at the menu, I feel the need to kind of announce to the restaurant, don't worry, we do have things to say to each other, we're just looking at the menu. Because we're both sitting there on our phones and feel people looking at us. I'm like, no, just looking at the menu, just looking at the menu.
People on the other side say, there's a married couple there. You see that? They're married. Look at them.
Exactly, I hate it.
QR codes is not helping the situation, is it?
I hate them QR codes. They should be banned as well. They're terrible. There's just laziness. There's a QR code there. It drives me mad. I want a menu.
Physical menu.
I want a menu.
What's the difference? Because you have the QR code and this is print it and put it in the table. What is the cost or the extra cost to have the actual menu in the table?
Yeah.
Actually in the table.
Just downright laziness.
So you don't have that extra step to scan it with QR code. You are really seeing the menu in the table.
Yes, actually on the yes.
Why we are introducing this extra step?
It's a COVID backlash. That's what that one is.
Definitely.
It is one thing that I thought that the people who thought this, you can got an extra more and put the extra menu in the table, and you don't need the QR.
That's a great idea. I love that. So yes, phones. Less phones, good thing. There's an article here which I refer to every so often. Things that millennials refuse to buy. So we're kind of going through. Napkins is an issue. Napkins apparently are going extinct. The Washington Post reports that when eating at home, there is a 4 in 10 chance that you're going to use a napkin. 15 years ago, that ratio was 6 in 10. The decline is thanks to millennials who are more likely to use a paper towel in place of a napkin or serviette.
Yeah, I get that. I use a tea towel normally. You know what I mean? I just leave it on the tin, just wipe me mouth. You know what I mean? Dry the dishes, just leave it there. It's nice and damp so you can keep your face with it, you know what I mean?
On your sleeve.
So, do you have napkins at home, Lewis?
I do, and I prefer to do it when I eat, also with Mary, and we have dinner or lunch. We prefer to have the napkin and washable and throw it in the washing machine than using paper.
Like real ones? Real, like...
Well, we use... Well, it's not napkin. It's like a kitchen towel. I don't know.
Oh, kitchen towel.
Kitchen towel?
But so that you throw away.
We can clean the table, but we use also the cleaner ones to wipe or...
Yes, no, that's what they're saying here. So not proper napkins.
Not proper napkins, but we rarely use paper. Paper. Napkins.
Is that good for the environment? Buying paper ones or using paper towels? Back to ecology.
But it's what they meant. My parents and my grandparents used to do this. I don't teach my parents to use napkins instead of paper or wasting paper. So they're teaching that to me. So I don't know why the Gen Z right now is like, I teach my parents to be very ecological. It's not real. Or your grandparents are already more ecological than anything that you already done.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay, guys, it's confession time. You ready? Okay, so you've got no napkins, you've got no, like kitchen roll. When was the last time you used a toilet roll?
a toilet roll.
Come on, Hannah, you've done it.
I honestly don't think I have. Because we always have. I always have. I have a ridiculous amount of. Not environmentally friendly at all. So paper when you can buy napkins with colours and things. So I have a big collection of that I've collected over the years that have been presents and whatever. So when people are coming over for dinner, I would put those napkins out, which are obviously not environmentally friendly. If it's just my husband and I eating, we would have a piece of kitchen towel that we tear off if we need it.
Yes,
Yeah, but when the kitchen towels ran out,
it doesn't.
Going off on a tangent then.
Yeah, go on.
Do you, if you forget to take a pack of tissues in your handbag, do you take?
Then I would use a toilet roll. Yes, 100%. Yes, I'd use a toilet roll as a tissue all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I always have a toilet roll in my car.
Yes.
For emergencies.
Emergency. Yes.
You never know.
I will leave it there.
You never know.
Remind me not to get into a car with this.
You never know what's going to happen.
You never know.
And we've got less than a minute left. Drive-through. Ditch the drive-through. Apparently millennials don't use a drive-through. If you were going to a fast food restaurant, McDonald's or whatever, would you use the drive-through or would you go into the restaurant?
And millennials didn't use that.
Millennials don't use drive-throughs apparently.
Oh.
Would you?
I don't know. I used to do, but it depends. If I go with my car.
I can't stand a drive. I mean, you can actually sit in a drive-through for longer than actually jumping in the car and like nipping in and getting it. And also, you get a drive-through and it's in your car, and there's all that stuff goes all over your car, and your car stinks of like gherkins and things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you just don't want it. You've got to go in.
But
drive-through should be banned.
It's like,
we've got 10 seconds left, so I'm going to say thank you very much. We'll leave it on car smelling of gherkins. Have a great weekend, all.
You've been listening to a TRE production. If you've enjoyed this programme, there'll be another episode waiting for you next week, right here on this platform, where you can also access our extensive back catalogue of shows and interviews. For more information on our live programming, social media channels and apps, and how to contact Talk Radio Europe, please visit tre.radio.